this Notre Dame Florida State game, I wanted it to use the launching point for my this pod is overwhelmed. I mean, just disgustingly overwhelmed with the ACC boys since the recent swaps. But with Clemson's loss and Miami's loss, with the way that North Carolina looked in its game, with Georgia Tech taking an L to a Northern Illinois team that by some power ratings is really, really bad, Florida State exceeding expectations, as we go into this Ole Miss Louisville game, do you think that the narrative that the ACC is down or that this was a bad weekend for the ACC, how much credence do you give that as we start to move forward?
Wait, look at the Pac-12. The Pac-12 is awful. Look at them. Don't look at the ACC. I'm just trying to divert your attention so we can look at something else because it was bad. It's
okay to have your worst teams lose.
Yeah.
It's not okay to have your best teams lose. Like
right.
The ACC has had Clemson pay no attention to the man behind the curtain that is some of the other stuff going on in the league. They had their best teams lose. It does suck to see Jeff Sims go down and his arm in a sling. I don't think they lose to Georgia Tech had that not happened, probably, or to NIU if that not happened, probably. But now, I mean, Georgia Tech could go 3-9. So Duke.
Oh yeah, Duke losing to Charlotte was another big part of this too.
Yeah, like their best teams lost and their worst teams lost.
It was horrible. It was a horrific weekend for the ACC. I do think there's a lot of football left, like in all of it. Like Miami losing that bad was more about Bama. Like Bama's going to do that to everybody this year. So now let's see what happens with Miami. Let's see what, like, it was an awful look for North Carolina, but let's see what happens to Virginia Tech. Like, can they be a 9 or 10 win team and North Carolina be an, 8, 9 or 10 win team? Like, but it was an awful look to start the season with those opportunities out in front of you and to fail that big. It was an awful look. And now for Clemson, who the narrative all year long, this is going to be, because both fan bases, let's be honest, like, not the most likable. And like Clemson fans usually like me and they're pretty cordial to me. Georgia fans do not. But just wait until Georgia goes to the SEC championship game. They get rolled by Bama. Clemson rolls. They roll through the ACC championship game. And then we're debating one loss Georgia, one loss Clemson. And, head-to-head matters, but Clemson's offense comes alive. And, well, wait a second. They played each other. That's going to be the debate that's going to drive these fan bases insane. And who the heck knows how you choose if it comes down to them. Or we could see a rematch. Maybe it's those two and Bama and somebody else.
The good news if you're the ACC is, if as time has shown, if you're going to lose, do it at the beginning of the season, because by the time we get around late November when it starts to really matter, nobody remembers late August at that point. So if North Carolina recovers and wins out from here, they'll be fine. If Miami wins out from here, they'll be fine. And if Clemson wins out from here, honestly, I think if they're playing well at the end of the year and it's that exact same scenario you just brought up, and Georgia's coming off like maybe getting its butt kicked by Alabama in the SEC title game, Clemson will probably get the spot over Georgia.